All right, what's going on, everyone? Chris Chess Sports Cards here. Back for round two. Well, I guess technically it'd be round three. We did two website breaks earlier today, a few hours ago. Thank you again for everyone going to the website. My coolest customers I have. But we are here, as I said, for some eBay breaks now. We're doing 2024 Topps Pro Debut third hobby case break number 15. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially if you're new to the channel, welcome. A little bit about us. We've been around for over 7 years now. We break mostly baseball. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading, and we ship as quickly as we can. If you are new to the channel, please do us a favor and hit that old subscribe button. eBay continues to run their sweepstakes. No purchase necessary there. Go to any of our eBay listings. Look in the description. There's a link. Follow that, and you can win some free cards. And then last, but certainly not least, our little speck of the World Wide Web, chefsportscards.com. Got a bunch of breaks over there that are close to filling. Like I said, we did a few earlier today. So go check out our website and grab a spot or two today. All right, let's go over the teams. D-backs, Thomas M. Braves, Jason R. Orioles, Brian B. Red Sox, Charles R. Cubs, Hewitt A. White Sox, Gregory B. Reds, Nate W. Guardians and Rockies, Robert H. Tigers, Andrew F. Royal, Scott H. Astros, Joseph D. Angels, Gabriel B. Dodgers, April P. Brewers, Scott H. Twins, Joseph D. Marlins, Daryl D. Mets, Gregory B. Yankees, Hewitt A. A's, Mark J. Phillies, Andrew F. Pirates, Ryan W. Cardinals, Mark J. Padres, Federico S. Giants, Bryce T. Mariners, Caleb A. Rays, Andrew F. Rangers, Jason R. Blue Jays, Scott H. And Nationals, Daryl D. All right. Let's open some cards. Good luck, everybody. All right. Good luck, everybody. Wyatt Langford Chrome for Texas. And Mike Bovey for the Brew Crew. For Scott. Chase Davis for the Cardinals. And Connor O'Halloran for the Blue Jays. 57 of 99. And Edgar Quero Chrome for the White Sox. Blade Tidwell for the Mets. And 44 of 299, Yoendry Vargas for the Dodgers. For April. Trey Morgan X-Fractor for Tampa. Dylan Cruz Heroes. And Dylan Head for the Padres. Brett Gardner throwback. Ryan Clifford for the Mets. Big Saturday, man. Last weekend MLB playoffs are coming. I tell you what, man. That doubleheader between the Mets and Atlanta shaping up to tell a lot. Zentello for the Red Sox. Base auto. For Charles. I actually think I have to root for the Braves on Monday. Which, I mean, I'm a Phillies fan, so I can't go good either side, but never thought I'd say that. Well, I guess if anyone also wasn't having second thoughts about whether Ohtani was going to be the MVP, he's put that to rest in the last few weeks. Bryce Eldridge, back like in August, there were people, Francisco Lindor, who has played wonderfully. Don't get me wrong, he's really played well, but Ohtani's just been on fire lately. Roman Anthony, road to the show. If any of you got those Ohtani buybacks from last year, you're about to walk into a small fortune. Joe Redfield for the Angels and Jake Bloss for Houston. Number 91 of 199. I don't know if you guys saw that a few months ago, but if any of you, we pulled one, like in the very first break we did, one of the buybacks from last year. But if Ohtani wins this year too, back to back, I think the ones to 49 you get $1,000 for, and the ones to 99 you get like 800 or something like that. It's crazy. Nolan McLean for the Mets. $21 of $99. Ortiz for Texas. Jason. There you go, buddy. Jacob Wilson for the A's. Jackson Holiday Heroes. And Matt Shaw for the Cubbies. Okay. 1 box down, 3 to go. Oh, speaking of the website, if anyone, might be one or two, we did do the Bowman Chrome Mixer number 194 this afternoon, sold out also. So I'll send out an email later in case anybody missed it. And Bowman Chrome Megas will be listed tomorrow on the website for release on Wednesday. Max Clark rode to the show. I'll do a couple pick your team breaks of Bowman Chrome Megas. Brock Wilkins for the Brew Crew. Jim, what's up, buddy? How are you? Thanks for joining us. Jace Jung for the Tigers. Numbered 31 of 150, Rock Riggio for the Yanks. For Hewitt. Doesn't want to get in the top loader. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Those are who you PC. Cade Horton for the Cubs. It's a lot of PCs, man. There's a lot to keep up with. You gotta have like a spreadsheet and a computer to keep track of all that. Ethan Salas Heroes. Chris Carter. I knew a guy who knew Chris Carter. Woman who worked for my father years ago. Here's Ortiz, a refractor, Topps Chrome refractor to 99, 23 of 99. Her husband was in the NFL. I don't even remember their name now. This was a long time ago, but he was a lineman in the NFL. And at the time, again, we're talking like 25 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever it was. He was always like, well, there's one of two ways you can go in the NFL. It's either strippers and coke or God. You know what I mean? Like at that time, that's the way. And he was the one player that he said, Chris Carter was the one guy who went from one to the other. Not too many people did that. Like when he was originally in Philadelphia, he was a partier big time, apparently. And then was reborn. And then had a fantastic career, obviously. 20 of 99, Celestine for the Mariners. But and again, this was at a different era for football, of course. But unfortunately, the husband who we knew he went the strippers and coke way. So his career, he only made it about 3 years in the NFL before he landed in rehab and in jail, if I remember correctly. But I met him at a party and this was when he was in like his second or third year. Mizorowski for the Brewers. And he was telling me about him. Oh yeah, that's cool. It's a shame too. His wife, she's a really sweet woman, and he just trashed the whole thing. He was a mess. That dude. he really. It's honestly amazing. And again, I'm talking about a different time. I have no idea what the NFL outside of it is like. I'm sure it's not a lot different, but maybe just more careful because of social media and 24-hour news cycle and all that type of stuff. But um, it is amazing how many guys, Rock Riggio for the Yanks, end up like that, out of the NFL after a few years, drug addicted and a mess. And, I tell you, the older I get, the more respect I have for those guys. Like, as far as athletes go, they're like specimens, I mean, but they're all so fit almost to the point of injury. But they have to be because honestly, who could get up from most of those hits? Like I'm shocked sometimes when guys get up in football games. Like Hunter Holland for the Reds, like there's no way that dude's getting up from that hit and they just pop right back up. You're like, oh my god. Parker Messick for Cleveland. Everyone here was in Philly was all upset because what's his name retiring Kelsey this year. And I'll be honest, I was a little surprised that Kelsey retired, but he lives in my town. And everyone knows him here. I mean, he's the way he is on TV is exactly how he is in real life. He's like the most outgoing guy, knows everybody, wants to know everybody. Griff McGarry for the Phillies. I mean, you go to the local Wawa and there he is, like buying iced tea and talking to people and stuff. It's really, I mean, it's cool. He's just, and because he's that way, people treat him so normally. Andrew F. But to be honest, like he's made so much money between the podcast and the contracts with TV and the this and that. Who the hell? Why would you keep going back to football to get beat up when you can make money, make a lot more money just talking to people? you know, I mean, a lot of people thought it was bad that he leave under the circumstance and everything, but Basayo for the Orioles, I say more power to him. The guy's on like every other commercial. His brother's dating the most popular person in the world, which doesn't hurt. Although he's screwed. Travis Kelsey has painted himself into a corner that he either has to marry that girl or die. That's the only way he's getting away with not being completely persecuted. Like even if she breaks up with him, Velasquez, the world is going to turn on that poor guy no matter what. Like, they better get married, have kids, and spend like the next 40 years together. Else he's gonna be in for a rough time in the near future. Cutter Coffee for Boston for Charles. I mean, don't get me wrong. Who doesn't want to date Taylor Swift? Of course you do, but you really, especially if you're famous, you really got to give it a thought. That girl can down you in a minute. Caden Dana for the Angel, or yeah, for the Angels. George Lombard rode to the show. Marco Vargas for the Mets. Drew Hackenberg for the Bravos. Oh yeah, who doesn't? No, I'm not even saying. It's just she has such a following that, like, even if she breaks up with him, he's still gonna come out looking bad. Like, they're all gonna turn on him. You know, like it's something you got to think about. You know, especially. I mean, if he was an everyday guy, who cares, right? But I mean, he's got a reputation to protect himself. You know. Although I don't know. I mean, I don't follow any of that stuff. My wife does. Like like 70% of the world does apparently, and I guess they're still together and doing all right. I'm sure if they weren't, we'd be hearing otherwise all over the news somewhere. Yeah, yeah, and some of those guys like or been famous guys. Like Jake Gyllenhaal was the one guy I know. My wife told me about. I asked her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this was," and she was like, his career took a big hit because of some of this stuff. Like, wow. It still irks me so much. Do you know that, like, the year before this Eras tour or whatever it's called, It's Era? I got an offer from American Express to buy tickets before they went on sale. And I was like, why would I want to buy Taylor Swift tickets? And then fast forward to a year later, they were scalping them here in Philly for like 8 grand a piece. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Burn all. And then, of course, my wife was all over me. Why didn't you get those tickets? I was like, I didn't even know you liked Taylor Swift. I don't. Taylor Swift's one of those people. She has a lot of famous songs that I actually know. I just don't know that they're her. Like my wife will play stuff and I'll be like, that's Taylor Swift. She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So, Parker Messick for the Guardians. They love her around here. She's from this area, originally from like the Philadelphia Reading or something like that, somewhere around here. So it's like, even though she hasn't lived here since she was like 10 years old, people get all crazy about it. De Los Santos for Pittsburgh. 101 of 150. Aiden Sanchez for the Cubs. For Hewitt. Well, look, I'd have to say that she seems. I mean, I don't know much about her, but she's at every one of his football games. She seems like a pretty attentive girlfriend, you know? I mean, you're talking about a girl who's traveling all around the world. I could see her being like, listen, babe, I'm in Singapore this week. It's a 20-hour flight back, even though I have my own personal $50 million jet or whatever, but I'm going to skip the game this week. She doesn't miss games or anything, so something tells me she's not too high maintenance, I guess, to deal with. I don't know. Seems that way to me. Although it's all just publicity anyway, because the second she shows up, especially last year, the NFL, they were so bad about it. Like, they're showing her as much as they were the football game. you know? Ivan Melendez for the D-backs to 150. Yeah, she does. She definitely bright. She knows the cameras are on her. She's not dumb. But, how can you not be that way? 70 of 150. Like, it's real easy to get jealous of people for their money or fame, I guess. But you're talking about a girl who's been this basically her whole life, And I mean, or a woman, I don't mean to disparage her by saying girl, but a woman who's been like, it's her job, to be famous. Bovie X Fractor. I don't know that I could handle it. Not at that level. I mean, they gotta. I saw a video on Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw this. Like at her concerts, they have to wheel her in a like a roadie case, so nobody sees her. Like, because they're afraid they'll get mobbed. Like, this is nuts. Churio heroes, you know. I'm lucky if like 12 people like me. You know? That's why I need to do this. I had to get friends on the internet. You know? Cole Young for Seattle. Excuse me. Yeah, I wonder how much long Travis is going to play. I mean, I know he's been. I mean, I know we're only a couple games in, and that's what I hate about football anymore. I think they should make mandatory that starters play at least one preseason game because it's almost like an extended preseason when the year starts because none of the starters have played. And I know he's been a little off. I mean, maybe he's gonna go too because they certainly got the money. Go travel with his girlfriend. Sounds all right to me. I'd probably do it if I were him. And for the Yankees, Roderick Arias. Oh, it's the first of him we've seen. The Tampa Bay Harpoons. For Hewitt. There you go, buddy. Jackson Wiggins for the Cubbies. We got Topps Chrome Mixer coming up next, and then 5-star after that. Roman Anthony for Boston. Look. This pack doesn't want to open nicely. Tommy Troy for Arizona. For Thomas. Chase Jaworski for Houston. Jackson Holiday, Road to the Show. Has the Packers in a urinal on his salad, really? We got gold coming up. Good luck, everyone. Ariel Castro for the Twinnies, gold mini diamond chrome 45 of 50. For Joseph. Welbin Francesa, and 91 of 175, Drew Gilbert for the Mets. For Greg. Have you been over there, Bryce, or you just heard about that? That is funny. Box number 4. Good luck, everyone. Brando Maya. Oh, I got you. $26/199. Caden Wallace for Kansas City. Scott. Dylan Cruz Chrome, which means we should have a Skeens in the next pack. Or the next Chrome should be a Skeens. Dylan Cruz, Road to the Show. Dun, 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 dun. Shocker. When you know you're opening too many cards. Winnie Pa for the Braves. Robbie Snelling for the Padres. Federico. CJ Kefis X-Fractor. Roman Anthony Heroes. Jace Borafin on the blue chrome, 17/150. Color match action there. For Scott. Yoendry Vargas for the Dodgers. Numbered 122/299, Anthony Piguero for the Marlins. For Daryl. And behind that, Henry Bolt for the A's. 44/75. For Mark. Braden Taylor for Tampa. Chase Dillaughter, Chrome for the Guardians. Preston Waltrip for the Bravos. Speaking of Preston Waltrip, there he is again for the Braves. For Jason. Ole, ole. Ty Floyd for Cincinnati. Ugh. I'm telling you, I think there's something in this room I'm allergic to. Wyatt Langford, Heroes of the Diamond. Last pack. Dylan Beavers for the Orioles. All righty, folks. That is gonna do it. I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. As always, I could not do this without you, folks, and I do truly appreciate it. If you're not in any of our other breaks tonight, please stay safe, stay healthy out there. We will be back tomorrow night. We'll have some more pro debut and Topps Chrome and whatever else we have scheduled. And of course, as always, head on over to chefsportscards.com, grab a spot on there. We'll fill those and break those too. One sec, we'll put a quick hit recap together. All righty, hit recap for 2024 Topps Pro Debut, third hobby case break number 15. We had a couple of decent chromes, the Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens. X-Fractors, one per box, Trey Morgan, Jacob Mizorowski, Mike Bovey, and CJ Kafis. Numbered parallels to 150, Jace Borafin, Drew Gilbert to 175, Ariel Castro to 50, Sanchez to 150, Blas to 199, O'Halloran to 99, Messick to 150, Henry Bolt to 75, and the Chrome Refractor to 99 of Ortiz. Excuse me. And autographs, base, Mike Bovey, Zantello, McGarry, Messick, Coffey, Arias, Troy, Snelling, and Waltrip. Numbered autos for the Dodgers, Yoendry Vargas to 299, Anthony Peguero for Miami to 299, Hayden Wallace for Kansas City to 199. To 150, Rock Riggio for the Yanks and Ivan Melendez for the D-backs. Ortiz to 99 for Texas, and the refractor to 99, Topps Chrome Celestine for the Mariners. All right, folks, again, thanks so much for joining me. We got about 10 or so minutes till Topps Chrome, so we'll be back in about 10 with that. Everyone have a great night. Take care. Bye.